Thanks everyone for being here. We are so appreciative. This is our virtual Activating Your Network. It is on a weekend, so you might see kids and family around, but really appreciate it. We live in a district with tons of families and different apartment buildings, and so we wanted to make sure that it wasn't about getting out and just physically knocking on doors, that we could enable all of our volunteers to do this. So thank you everyone for joining. We are recording this, so this will be shared along with the Activating Your Network package. So in order to get started, we're going to go ahead and present our presentation on how to get out the vote for Kimberly Brown. Okay. So thank you guys again. I am Kimberly Brown. I really appreciate everyone being here to support. And this is going to be a quick overview. Everyone's time is super precious. And we're going to be talking about how you can activate your network. A lot of people, this is their first time engaging in political action. That is not a dirty word. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me see if I can progress here. Okay, so the school board is one of the most important votes in our country, and they say that it is one of the elections that most people don't even know that they've participated in. This is all the management of some of your most significant tax dollars. It is going to be up to close to $1 billion budget management, establishing the full public school district and vision and goals, setting standards for not only the superintendent, but all of school performance and so much more. So the voters elect the Board of Education. Chicago is one of the last districts in the country to not be elected. We select the superintendent, adopt policies, budgets, and goals. We communicate with the community. And then the superintendent, it really is that full-time executive hiring staff and implementing those goals, objectives, and policies. So I am honored to be your candidate, but also what I'm really wanting everyone to communicate is that I am the most experienced candidate on this slate of candidates. So you can see here we put together a scorecard. There's an even more advanced one online. You will get a package after this, but I'm a completely independent candidate. My endorsements have been from parent-run organizations, organizations that are really based in values of healthcare independence from political parties, not banning books, lack of not believing in censorship of information. I am completely independent, which is really critical on a board to have that independence. So there is no affiliation with the CTU, the mayor, or any politicians. Executive experience. This is managing and overseeing and governing a $10 billion organization where you're hiring executives, you're overseeing an incredibly large organization, hundreds of thousands of lives, working directly with local, state, and federal governments. You need a lot of executive experience. I am one of only 2 candidates that have that level of experience. I'm a modern educator. I'm actively an adjunct professor. And so that really is important to understand really the industry that we work in. And then also a current CPS parent. My children are in school and they will be in school through my term and on. So not just an 18-year-old who's about to graduate to check that box, but my kids are going to be in school for a very long time. So I've got ongoing skin in this game. So why is what we're going to call word of mouth marketing so important? Well, over 80% of people trust their family and friends the most when it comes to information. So your vote or your word matters. And so word of mouth marketing works the best. And I really do want your voice, but your voice is incredibly important, not just for you and for me, but for you to share and amplify it. So campaign fundraising is truly just to pay for marketing. But when you use word of mouth marketing, it's free and it is the most effective. So using your voice takes the need for campaign finance out of the equation It is the most effective in getting people to understand and getting the word out to vote. And friends help friends vote smart. So not only is it effective and free, so it takes that whole campaign finance ickiness out, but also it's going to work, and we help our friends make the smart choices based on experienced candidates and well-researched opportunities. So how are you going to activate your network? There's a lot of words here, but essentially it's post on social media, say that you're voting for me and why. Send an email to your friends or class parents. You can host a forum at your school or a dinner at your home. Share the scorecard. So I'm going to give you a packet, and it's different images, things you can put on social media, some text you can put in an email. Go to the community forums and tell your neighbors to listen to the candidates. Once you hear us speak, you will probably see very clearly who the best choice is. And if you want, I have pins and posters for your window. I can send them to you. You can just reach out. I'll send you my email after this. But you can also volunteer on November 5th. There are a lot of people that show up to the polls and have not made that decision. And so that last point of information to pass out that candidate scorecard is really critical. And so having even 20 volunteers that day of to take some shifts is going to be really important. But the most important thing is posting to your social networks, posting to the different groups that you're in on social media, emailing your friends, family, and neighbors who live in the area, and telling your friends at school that you're voting for Kimberly Brown and why, and encouraging them to make the educated decision. That school board is too important to leave up to chance and wishful promises, that we want it based on real experience. Here's an overview of my key policies. So if people ask why, I am endorsed by the CPS Parents for Buses. It's a parent-run volunteer group, but if you can't get to school, nothing else matters. Procurement is literally the process of buying, but ideally buying and negotiating contracts in a really smart way. So CPS currently spends 1.2 to 1.5 over retail. Good business experience improves that procurement process. Accessibility and transparency. Having bikeable and walkable schools. Over 50% of accidents happen near a CPS school. We need safe schools, and there are federal dollars to pay for this. So this is just smart prioritization. And then finally, disability rights are human rights. There is no such thing as normal. So we all have diverse learning needs, and especially those that are our most at-need students are actively having to get lawyers just to have equal and equitable rights. And not only is that illegal, it is against every value that we stand for. And so by doing all of this, we are also addressing an incredibly dire need of our district to be compliant with ADA and IDEA laws. So a couple quick facts for you all to know. This is on the November 5th ballot with the president. So if you can vote in that election, if you are a Illinois and U.S. citizen and you are voting on November 5th for the president, you are going to see the Board of Education. If you are a high school senior or junior and you are going to turn 18 on November 5th, you should register to vote. You can vote for your school district. If you are away to college, you can do a mail-in ballot if you still have your Chicago resident. So you can mail-in vote, and all those votes count. I do mail-in ballots, and they will be counted by the end of November. You can do early voting, or you can vote in person on November 5th. Everyone can vote, even if you don't have children, even if you're a single person in Chicago, even if you are 19 years old and you just moved to the city. Your dollars pay for our public schools. You're all invested in a smart, successful public school system. Thank you so much. Again, your voice matters. Statistically, from an outcome perspective, your voice is the most powerful tool that you have. Your vote is literally what makes this country so important. And our public school system is what drives the American economy. Public schools drive economies. Public schools, when done well, drive safe communities and vibrant societies. And so as the most experienced candidate with really incredible lived experiences that will drive deep empathy for our most vulnerable students, I am honored for your vote, and I am honored that you are lending your voice to encourage everyone in our district to vote for experience and take the time in this election to really be an informed voter and exercise our democracy. After this, we will post it on our website and also share it on social media. We've got packages with JPEGs and copy you can post on social. You can DM me or email me if you want to pick up like a button to wear. Again, we really just want name and brand recognition, so you can get a little button to wear. And then we've got signs coming in tomorrow that you can put in your window. But really, it's a good old-fashioned branding campaign to make Coca-Cola jealous. So thank you all so much, and I'll talk to y'all soon.